In this video, I'm going to give you my delicious lemon doctored cake mix recipe. Hi guys, it's Karolyn. I'm back with another video, and if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. And if you want to see the different tips and tricks and ways that I bake and decorate cakes, then hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you can get notified whenever I release a new video. So like I said before, I am going to show you it's one of my favorite recipes that I make. It's a doctored cake mix lemon cake recipe, and it is so good. I love it so much, and I know I'm a little dramatic, but I prefer to use Betty Crocker cake mix. So this is Betty Crocker lemon. You can use any of the other brands. I just find that I like Betty Crocker the best. And I don't know why, but this is what I use. But you can use any other. You can use Duncan Hines, you can use Pillsbury, you can use, I'm not even sure of the other brands, but you want a box of lemon cake mix. And what you want to do is we are going to not even look at this recipe on the back. Okay, just pay no attention to whatever it says on the back. You're going to follow the recipe that I give you, okay? So if you want to see how I make this delicious lemon cake, then just keep on watching. Okay, so to do this, you're going to need a cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, a 15.25 ounce box of lemon cake mix. I prefer Betty Crocker. I think it tastes the best. 1 cup of whole milk, 1 cup of sour cream, full fat sour cream, and 3 eggs. I'm going to start by adding the cup of flour and cup of sugar to the bowl. And then add the whole bag of the cake mix. Then I just turn this on low and let it mix everything together for about 30 seconds to a minute. Then I'm going to keep this spinning on low and slowly add the milk. Once that's all incorporated, I'm going to add the cup of sour cream and stir until it's all incorporated. And then add your 3 eggs, 1 egg at a time. Then I'm going to turn it off and scrape down the sides. I know you can get a scraper blade, but I just prefer to scrape it down the sides myself. I've had scraper blades before, and I just find that they make a mess, and I prefer to do it this way. But if you have a scraper blade, you can skip this part. And then mix it all together. And it's that simple. Now we're gonna add it to our cake pans and cupcake liners. So here I have my cake pan grease. I made I made a video on how I make this. I can link that below. It is a magic cake release, which if you coat your pans with this, your cake will release right out of the oven from the pan. So just taking a pastry brush and lightly coating both pans with it. These are 6-inch pans, and out of that 1 box recipe, I'll be able to get 2 6-inch pans. This is 6 by 2 inches high, and I'm going to do 3 cupcakes as well. Once I take the bowl off of the mixer, I always just stir it again just to make sure all the sides and the bottom are scraped down and everything is really incorporated. And now I'm going to fill the cake pans about 3/4 of the way full. So when I fill cupcakes, I just use a tablespoon. I know there's tons of things that you can use, but this is just the way that I do it. And I take a heaping spoonful and just drop it in. So I'm filling it about halfway full. And final note, I have 2 flour nails here. I'm just going to coat the base of the flour nail with the pan grease and stick it right in the middle. And these serve as a heating core, and it's going to heat your cake from the middle, and the outer edges of the pan are going to heat the cake from the outside. You just get more even baking when you have a heating core in the middle. So I started baking at 350. And as always, the pans look disgusting, but I promise you all they ever do is sit down on the bottom rack there. Having the pans down there helps to evenly distribute the heat. I don't think it's necessary to still do this. I learned that from Sharon Zambito at Sugar Red Productions probably 12 to 15 years ago. And I just always keep the pans down there. Old dog, new tricks. I don't want to take them out. I've been doing it like this forever, so I just keep doing it like that. Sometimes if I overfill the cake pans, the cake will drip onto those cookie sheets and it won't be dripping on the bottom of the oven, which is nice, so I don't have to clean up the oven. Placing the cupcakes and the cakes in the oven. And we're gonna set this for 16 minutes. Take the cupcakes out, and then I'll probably bake the cakes for another 30 minutes and then check on them. Okay, cupcakes are done. Just gonna take these out and set these here, and then put the timer on for 30 minutes, and then I will check on the cakes. Just letting the cupcakes sit for about a minute or two, and placing them on this lid. This is just a lid that I cut off of a cake box. And I'm gonna wrap them in plastic and put them in the freezer. And then this is why I put the lid, the box lid underneath, and then I can just place it in the freezer on top of these other frozen cakes until I'm ready to use them. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes. Going to perfect. And I just immediately flip these over onto the cooling rack. Since I put the cake grease in here, they pop out immediately. I'm gonna take the nails out and then immediately wrap these up. So I have my plastic wrap here. And place both of these directly in the freezer as they are hot out of the oven, and leaving them in there until I'm ready to fill them. So here you go. Here are your delicious, yummy, why do I always say yummy delicious? Like, what else can I think about to say about this? But whatever word you want to describe it, it's so good. Moist lemon cake mix. Do people still hate the word moist? My niece hates it, but with cakes, they have to be moist. So whatever, you got to deal with it. It's a delicious lemon cake mix recipe. All right, let me stop with that. So a few things about this. I always take the cake straight out of the oven, put it on the cooling rack, let it sit there for like a minute, and wrap it up and freeze it right away. Wrapping it up and freezing it right away helps lock in the moisture. I'm telling you, people get weird when they hear that you are freezing a cake, but it makes it taste so much better. And since I have been doing that with my cakes, people have said that they are so moist and they're so good. I think freezing cakes gets a bad rap because it really does help everything taste really good. And also, people are weary about using a doctored cake mix recipe with their cakes, but I'm telling you, there was a time when I made scratch cakes from my decorated cakes, and people didn't like it as much as when I started making the doctored cake mix recipe. So I'm just telling you, this is what I have had a lot of positive feedback with, and this recipe is so good, and I hope you try it, and let me know what you think about it. What else do I want to say this? I have some notes. So these are 6-inch cakes, and they were in a 2-inch high pan, and I ended up baking them for 45 minutes, and it was like the perfect time at 350. For the longest time I was baking at 335 and just found that it was a little too low. I got a new oven, and this oven is more efficient. The temperature is more accurate. This new oven has a more accurate temperature, so I started baking at 350, and I have a much better result. That was the floor, and my foot on the floor, not what you think it was. And for the cupcakes, I usually bake the cupcakes at 335 for 17 minutes. And I found as I did it now at 350 for 16 minutes, and they turned out perfect. So that's my little spiel for that. I also have videos on how I fill my cakes and ice them and stack them. I can link all of that below. So after these go in the freezer, I usually leave them there overnight, then take them out, and I will fill them and ice them. Okay, I know I look different, but I went to bed last night and I thought of 2 more things that I wanted to say. So first thing is you can double the recipe. I do that frequently. So if you do 2 bags of the cake mix, then you just literally double everything. 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar, 2 cups of sour cream, 6 eggs, just double everything. I always bake in the 2-inch high cake pans. So one of the recipes of the cake batter yields to me either one 9-inch pan, one 9-inch cake, or an 8-inch and a 4-inch, a 7-inch and a 5-inch, or 2 6-inch cakes for one recipe. And I just wanted to get that out there. That was in my head, and I wanted to make sure that I said that to you guys. So now I'm going to go back to being dressed in my outfit from yesterday and finish the video. And this recipe you can really use for any flavor cake mix. You can see that I think I have vanilla and chocolate. The strawberry is a little different, but basically adding the flour and the sugar, the sour cream, and the eggs, like you could do that with any cake mix and it ends up tasting so good. So I really can't think of anything else to say about this. If you have any questions, leave them below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And please follow me on social media. I am on Facebook and Instagram, and I have my website. I will link all of that below. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you on the